Severus Snape was an English half-blood wizard who was potion professor, defense against the dark art master, head of Slytherin House, and headmaster of the Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. He was also a key member of the Order of the Phoenix and a high-ranking Death Eater. His double eye played an extremely important role in both of the Wizarding Wars, assisting Albus Dumbledore and Harry Potter to take down the malevolent Lord Voldemort. With all of those roles, it is obvious that Severus Snape was a very powerful wizard. Welcome back to Harry Potter Daily, the channel where it is all about Harry Potter every day of the week. For today's video, we're looking at the top 7 skills and ability of the great wizard Severus Snape. I must admit, it was difficult ranking Snape's top 7 abilities as Snape had expertise in so many areas where he stood out. However, after careful dissection, I was able to rank his top 7 skills and abilities. And the reason why I used the number 7 was because of the significance that the number 7 played in the Harry Potter series. Anyway, so let's get into the video. Coming in at number 7 will be a shocker for many of you because you would believe that defense against the dark arts would rank higher on this list. However, as I said, it was very difficult to rank this list and it took a lot of careful thought and consideration, which at the end of the day, those that I rank higher than this deserve to be higher, and I will explain as I continue in the video. It is said that Snape possessed outstanding knowledge and abilities in protecting persons from the dark art. His encyclopedic knowledge of the dark art would be what would have been able to propel him to be the greatest defense against the dark art teacher during the entire series. And of course, he only was able to teach the subject for 1 year, but in my opinion, he was better than every single teacher who taught the subject at the school. When he was teaching the class at the new level, even Harry Potter was enchanted by his knowledge. And of course, Harry Potter was someone who didn't think highly of Snape at that point in time, and Harry Potter was also very good at the subject. So for Harry Potter to respect his knowledge, you knew that he was very knowledgeable. And Snape showed this knowledge when he assisted the dueling club in the Chamber of the Secret and showed that he was far more capable than the joke of a teacher who was teaching during that time. And the joke of a teacher, I cannot recall his name, probably because my memory was white. But anyway, if you remember his name, if you remember Lockhart's name, please put it in the comment section because my memory was white. Snape showcased how great he was as a defense against the dark art practitioner when he was able to counter the curse that was in the ring that Dumbledore foolishly put on his finger, being able to temporarily save Dumbledore from the curse, even though Dumbledore was also an expert in the area and someone who actually taught the subject. He also chastised Dumbledore, telling Dumbledore that had he come to him a bit earlier, he would have been able to do much more for Dumbledore to prevent the curse from spreading. And coming in at number 6 is potion. Snape was extremely talented in the art of potion making, and he was a professor at Hogwarts for 15 years. While a student at Hogwarts, he was able to modify the potion in the book, which resulted in quicker and more efficient results. He showcased his skill where he was able to brew highly complicated potions such as the Vertiferum, the Wolfbang potion, and the Mandrake Restorative Draught. Coming in at number 7 is healing. And the reason why this one made the list so highly is because Snape was able to heal, whether temporarily or not, the curse that was in Dumbledore's finger. Well, Dumbledore, who was considered to be the greatest wizard of all time, was not able to heal the finger to the extent that Snape was able to. And of course, out of everyone at Hogwarts, Dumbledore went directly to Snape, and as I mentioned earlier, Snape said he could have done much more to prevent the spread, and Dumbledore came to him much earlier, which suggests to me that when it came to healing the effect of the dark arts, Snape was far more proficient than Albus Dumbledore himself. And remember, it was the same Snape who managed to save Cathy Bell from the cursed necklace. He was able to heal Draco Malfoy's wound after Harry Potter used Sectum Sempra on Malfoy without knowing what effect it would have had on Malfoy. Very, very smart, Mr. Potter. And if you think I'm joking, Dumbledore himself noted that when it came to healing the effect of dark magic, Snape himself was better than the school nurse. Coming in at number 4, spell creation. Now, I had a hard time between this one and number 3, but I decided that I was going to give this one number 4 and put number 3 at number 3. I'll soon tell you what number 3 is. While as a student at Hogwarts, Snape showcased his ability to create and invent new spells. Some of the spells he created included the famous Sectum Sempra, Levicorpus, and Lanlock. Coming in at number 3 is the dark arts. As a first year student, according to Sirius Black, Snape knew more dark spells than half of the 7th year students, which suggested that Severus Snape was a dark arts prodigy. It was said that he was very passionate about the dark arts, a passion which led to the deterioration in the relationship with himself and Lily Evans, and ultimately paved the way for his enrollment as a Death Eater. While still a student, Snape was capable of creating various spells that he would later use against the Marauder. For instance, he created the dangerous Sectum Sempra, a spell capable of removing hairs and allowing Molly Weasley to tell the difference between her twin sons. And if this made it to number 3, something which many persons would have ranked as number 1, you must now be wondering, what on earth is ranked as number 2? Well, at number 2 is occlumency and legilimency. Now, the reason why I rank this so highly is because Snape was able to conceal his mind and feelings from whoever was attempting to penetrate his mind. Lord Voldemort was said to be the most powerful mind reader the world has ever seen, and he was able to hide from Lord Voldemort the fact that he was remorseful for Lily Evans' death and his alliance with Albus Dumbledore. It was said that both sides didn't trust Snape, as both sides were unable to invade his mind to figure out his true intentions. So, since Voldemort was considered the greatest legilimens of all time and was unable to read Snape's mind, I put it to you that Snape was the greatest occlumens of all time. It was said that only Albus Dumbledore and Gellert Grindelwald could seal their mind from Voldemort legilimency. However, I rank him above both of these great wizards because neither of these great wizards would have spent as much time around Lord Voldemort as Snape would have, which means that he would have to resist a mind invasion more often and more frequently than the other two had to. Coming in at number 1 is number 1 ability, and you must be wondering what on earth is his number 1 ability. You've heard about occlumency and legilimency coming in at number 2. You've heard about the dark arts. You've heard about spell creation, healing, potion, and defense against the dark arts. Now, what is it that is his number 1 skill and ability? Coming in at number 1 would be a shocker for many of you. So look at the screen and you will see what I'm about to say. Severus Snape, along with Lord Voldemort, were the only two known persons throughout the entire book who were known to be capable of flight. And for this, I rank it at number 1 because this is such a rare feat that even the powerful Albus Dumbledore, Willard Grindelwald, people like Minerva McGonagall were not able to do. And Minerva McGonagall being in awe of this ability suggested the rareness of this ability and suggested that she was mightily impressed. Even though at the time she hated Snape, she was mightily impressed with Snape's ability to fly. So for Snape to be able to possess an ability that only the greatest dark wizard of all time possessed, this had to be his number 1 ability. Now please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and peace out. Continue to make it Harry Potter Daily, the channel where it is all about Harry Potter every day of the week.